Yeah, listen, also, and I think this is part 3 or part 4 or whatever, right? We're still trying to figure things out here and stuff that because, again, as I've said, like, if you cannot win these 950, then that feels like really bad. But of course, that's also because, of course, our opponents are LMP cars and stuff that, right? There are races where our opponents aren't going to be LMP cars. Stuff that, and there might be races also where we are going to have like less fuel consumption and stuff that, right? Instead of it being like times 12, whatever it is, fuel consumption, maybe it will be less, I mean, if we can make this lap also here without having to pit, then that would be really good. Because I think, right, that if it's on 0.9 or whatever, right, depending on, of course, when it breaks it, then it's going to be good. It might just be that we make this the racing like soft setup and stuff that, Now we're going to need to pit now because we are going to be at 0.8 or 0.7 even. It's a bit sad, but yeah, but we have proven that there is no way it ever rains in this map. But then why even have the intermediate show up? You should think that should only be able to show up if a track actually, if you can, like, no. I think OU changed to medium now, but that doesn't do it justice because you cannot have like a different setting. Now, if it was entirely possible, right, that if you, for example, if you set up a profile for medium, for example, if then it could auto-adjust on the car to those settings when you pitted, for example, that could have been really, really cool if you would have been able to bind certain things, right? But yeah. And I would really like to play the Forza game, but the main problem is, of course, that I know that my email address already belongs to a certain Microsoft account, right? Just of that, which is why, for example, like, and then the thing is, I cannot be connected to 2 devices at once unless I would use wireless on this, because there is a limit to how long the code lasts that you get, that you need to log in with and stuff that, right? And it just feels so stupid. Right, because if it wasn't that, you have to log in on an email, if it were used as, you just create a trash email, right, and use a fresh password or whatever, right, because, Okay, so 2 are going into the pit here. So we're gonna get 2 positions here. Okay. Third there. I wonder if they're even gonna last this long, the tires and stuff. See, that's the bad thing with adding the whole extra weight thing and stuff that, But yeah, we could get way less horsepower if we quote unquote didn't have the weight, But you might say, it's not going to be possible to win with this and stuff that, because, again, right, if we get bad timing with when they do the pit stop, then, that's going to do a lot. It's crazy why they make it so fast, and stuff that if if it's so reliant on its battery for its power, right, and stuff that, you know. But then I feel like what is using it up a lot is like driving on curbs and like getting out on grass or whatever, right? And yes, I know that weight has a lot as well, but yeah. And as I said, like maybe going with the weight is a bad idea, but it definitely feels like it gives you more control over the car. Now, of course, if we could say turn off traction control, and we could still have. That was weird. Okay, zero faster than us there, but still, you know. Not by super much though. See, this is what happened last time as well. Stuff that's, yeah. So there he's coming out. Okay, and hopefully we can do one more lap after this. Maybe not now, we're gonna need to come in probably now. Unless we get a bit like here. And all of a sudden we're super quick because it saved up the battery there. Sleep simulas. You saw there how much extra the battery actually helps when it actually kicks in and stuff that, you know. Why couldn't they make it so that you could have an infinite battery or whatever, right? Because it just feels like, okay, like... Here's the mistake there. I'm still not giving up on you, Mr. Car. So how much? Wow, that's a lot. I mean, if we can get this up to 100, then that's insane. Can we get this? One more? Add M for racing medium setup. Boom. And then duplicate sheet. And then 950 RH. And 99 and 100. Right. And that gives us that many horsepower. And then I think the last thing we want is actually our way to go down a lot. I don't know how much though we can get it down. Okay, 148. Can we gain one more? No. Can we adjust the road a little bit? Oh. Hey. We can be cheeky with it. We can be hella cheeky with it. So at some point, yeah, I know that sometimes the ballast can really change things up here. You know. That's a big jump. Wait, 47. Yeah. Yeah, we could get one more from that. 46. 6. Oh. Yes, we found another sweet spot where we can gain a lot of free. Let's wait. So that's something that you have to do, like get as much as possible, and maybe we could do this even on the the medium and stuff that, and just get as much as possible out from it. Because sometimes you just have to double check. Because this is insane. Okay, 45. 44, 43, 42, 41. Okay. 40. Almost 39. 38. 37. 36. I'm just gonna see if it at one point it does, because sometimes it has to do with the balancing. I think sometimes it can jump around a lot, because we might have found the sweet spot otherwise here. It seems like none of these are gonna cause a massive imbalance here. Let's find that sweet spot again here. I have to find that one spot again here, where it was. Oh man, it wasn't that high. Usually again with 1 on the 10, so there isn't something crazy here that happens at a specific value, because sometimes it does. Sometimes there is something crazy that happens at certain values. This is what we can get from the racing hearts here, and we need to change this to again be brake balance 2 like that. Okay, change to the racing mediums again here, and actually 183, yeah, that's too much. Again, let's see, can we discover a certain silly thing here again? Can we discover a certain... Is that not going to be the case at all here? It doesn't behave really like the other one here. It doesn't all of a sudden like change massively here and stuff like that, so yeah, you know. Oh. Vet. Could we squeeze out the horsepower? No. Could we squeeze out here? No. Could we squeeze in? Um, okay. I think that's gonna be it for the mediums. And then we copy. Duplicate. And then there's going to be RS, Racing Soft. Let's see how much we can actually press here. You see, can we reach a city level here? Like, can we have actually a weight reduce when we're like... Wow. Yeah, so we could still get out like 1790 here. So 1790. Maybe do the same for medium. 1790. I just want to see how much weight we can reduce it by that amount. But maybe that is a medical sweet spot. You know, maybe that is an insane medical sweet spot. Because maybe 1790 is the good combination. There's only 100 weight now. Because yeah, if we can get away with not having the weight here at all, that's absolutely insane. Which it seems like it is the case here. Okay. Where is the sweet spot here? Ballast positioning. Can we get one more horse? No. So that is the balance for the medium then. Okay. So that's the medium balance. And then the soft one. So 90 and 70 is what you want. So we're not restricting that much power, really. So again, 9070 as we said here. And I'm pretty certain we can just get this to 0. Yes. And the ballast position does not matter. But that changes nothing. So then let's get get horsepower like that way, yes. 91. Please, okay. So we can get that with that. Okay, so there are also the setups racing hard. We can get 1609 horsepower and we don't have any like excited weight. With racing mediums, we weigh 1,294. And yes, we need to set the brake balance on too. Want to read wheel balance. So right, so the rear is way more on the weight. And racing soft should have the brake balance too there as well. So softs are running with softs are having 1,420 weight and 1,594 horsepower. That is same horsepower, but same horsepower, but way less in weight. And then with racing hards, you gain back all your thing, and you also gain a little bit more horsepower. So, but we didn't try this setup here with these softs. Actually, let's not the racing horses, so I have to medium setup here. See how we go. Yeah. Because I mean, eventually we are gonna find some good setups, events of that, you know. Now the question is though, could we reduce the car to like 900? Or whatever, right? Could we reduce the car to 900 pp and use it in like 900 pp races is going to be the question. But then in the Tokyo track, by the way, the Tokyo like with what is it like? I don't think you can get this all the way down to 600 pp, although of course you could use sports tires, sports hards, for example. Because imagine if that's what this car is for doing the Tokyo grind. I mean, I would love to try that, man, if we could get it to work for the Tokyo grind. I mean, right, you have to think about, okay, like, because these are racing tires specifically, right? And next up are sports tires. So like sports, say like mediums or softs, like how much down in points is that, you know, and stuff like that. Because yeah. Yeah, because this is something that I have done before with other cars. For example, like it's just about like the whole adjust things and stuff that Right, and we're doing way over 300 here, as you can see. But that is a most with battery, of course, still. It's going to be interesting to see. By the way, in Evil Genius, things are going really well. I have a lot of cash, basically. I'm at a point where I really can't lose, unless, of course, my quote-unquote Evil Genius dies. Now, I don't know though, can all Evil Geniuses battle and stuff that, like, do you have to select to battle enemies, or like, do you battle stuff, automatically and stuff that, is the question, What if we go with traction control? It's too okay. Because see, here's the thing, right? It needs to exist races similar to this, but without the whole fuel entire situation. Because if you didn't need to do pit stops, for example, in this, then this it would just be the easiest win ever with this car, and stuff that, Right. But it still seems that we can get quite a lot of laps, but we will see how things go here and stuff that, Because again, as I said, the thing holding this back is really the battery and stuff that it provides with so much extra in like 1 hour of its horsepower is provided by that specific battery extra power, so that's, yeah. We can probably make 2 more laps, at least I hope. Because I feel the 1790 combo, that's the thing, that with the power restrictor, you gain way more horsepower and stuff. That's why I think that 1790 combination is actually very, very good. But I'm curious also with like, because I would want proper like endurance. As I said, like all missions are cool and everything, but the thing is, in early Gran Turismo, not only did you get cash for winning an endurance race, but you also always got like something similar to a car ticket. And the car ticket you can get was not the same for all endurance races, I believe, and stuff like that. And yeah, sometimes you could just get a repeat car that you've already gotten that is not worth that much and stuff like that, You can see how much of its speed it's losing here and stuff like that, right? Because the battery ran out and stuff like that, so we can probably make 1 more lap, I hope. Yeah, we can. Hopefully we can. Yeah, we should be able to. So that means that we're gonna come in and pit on lap 7 with this setup, which is absolutely insane. Considering we are first place. See, that's the thing I really, really wanted. And now I don't think, of course, that changing back to Power 1 is going to be like a good thing for us or not, The question is, how quick can we still be with this? Is going to be the question, we have enough fuel, because this seems to be really, really weird that sometimes the fuel consumption seems very, very, like why couldn't it have a higher leniency? But that's good, yeah, push me, please. Yeah. I did that mistake again. But yeah. But why would it run out of fuel there? It looked like someone did pit. It's so weird. Because normally you should always be able to make that. So it is that they have nerfed somehow things, and they made like they need to go in on the events and make you like, if your car is electric, then consume less fuel or something like that, right? Like get half of the fuel consumption or whatever, right? So that if something is 12 times fuel consumption, then it's only like 6 times, something like that, and do that for every sort of hybrid car or whatever, right? I mean, we still came out on like 116 there and stuff that, so everything's so still viable and stuff that, But otherwise, I feel like, right, that we are gonna do some PP setups and stuff that we're gonna make a 900 setup. See, okay, like how good can that be, the 900 setup? What is needed for a 900 setup to be effective? Okay, our speed doesn't seem bad, but that was because of the battery again, I feel like. But I do know that they are going to come in probably before the next time I have to pit. Like there. Because I'm curious, right, like what does it go down to, for example, with sports hard, or do we even need to go down to comfort tires? Because the thing is, on the Tokyo, you don't really, really want to go down to certain types of tires, Yeah, again, as I said, if refueling completely used charge the battery, then that would have been fine, and stuff that. But yeah, but they need to change it so that electric vehicles consume way less fuel, or that you have a higher leniency that you can use or whatever, right? Or that you cannot use up the battery, that the battery is always at maximum, whatever. That's also more people pitted. Because I mean, if we can be positive here over the other cars when we pit that they need to pit more than I do, or some of the cars at least, then we should be able to keep advancing in position, I feel like. I'm curious though, because Tokyo has way less fuel, right, I think. Because otherwise, right, if you're not doing this, the GR1 prototype or whatever series, then the other limit is the 900 pp limit. Stuff that, Okay, so we aren't that quick really, I'll to be honest. We should be able to make a full more lap, I think. Yeah, you shouldn't brake there in that corner. Whatever, like brake extra. That was really cool actually. But we probably need to change tires after this. Okay, one is actually in now. On. Well, I did have a little bit of battery left, please. Let me fix it, please. Yeah, he begins refueling a little bit before me. We're not losing that many positions because a lot of them are in at this time. It's actually very good. Coming up before Lopez. I'm coming up after Victor. We have lost positions here, but still, I should be out earlier than some of them at least. Yeah, 17th place. It's not bad because that means that we're actually doing positive and stuff that, you know, that we are actually gaining places, I feel like. I'm curious though if the like the tires that you use matters a lot on this car, because if it is indeed that or the tires that you use like matters a lot for the like the PP on this car, then you know. Because I know that if you get, for example, like on the Tokyo, we're probably also gonna have less fuel consumption than this stuff that. So right, so you know. Okay. It feels like we're gonna catch this car in front here. There's a bit of lag there in that curve specifically. Oh, we did use a little bit of the battery there, but come on. It is activating something at least, even if I don't have the power left. Okay. Okay, are we going to come out ahead of him? That's the question. Yes, we lost one position anyway, too. Okay. I mean, I still feel that we're doing pretty good, actually. Come on, now it would be nice if it... Oh, that was... Alright, because penalty. Come on away. So we need to pit next lap, lap 15. So what, that's the second pit stop? Scary. Could have spawned there if I would have kept accelerating there. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do a Tokyo setup here, or at least do like an another setup and see how that goes, right? You know, or not necessarily an another setup, but you understand. First, we basically need to do the whole racing hard setup and go into the racing hard setup. Most of that. And then scale things with that. But that's of course set up for 950, which is way too much of course. Oh, what am I doing? God damn it. Again, I didn't pay attention there. It's a waste anyway. It was a waste. Can we get soft sports? So first off, our setting, changing into the hard here, boom. So we have this setup here. Changing to sport soft. And let's say we were to set this up like that. That's 888, maximum ballast. Puts us at that. Put this all in the back and you have that. And put this all in the front and we have that. Okay. That's with spot softs. Let's just exit this. Because we want to get to the Tokyo thing. I mean, I don't think there's anything that's going to just cross the Tokyo thing here. Yeah, so it's 3 times fuel. It's 12 on the tires though. Okay, how are your mediums? Okay. Because that's the lowest we can go, we cannot go lower than that. Why did I do that? I've ruined that setup. Yeah, but these setups doesn't matter anyway, delete. Sports, hard. We're going to see something even close. Will there be a medical setting that will be close? Comfort soft is that. Mediums are that. So softs are, mediums are, and holds. Before can we go down? We can go down to 715. So we could theoretically do. Now I can theoretically do it right. We cannot do 800 pp because that requires racing tires. Like if we're going on the race here, for example. Which is the high payout here? Yeah, 1 million for that. But that requires racing halls. And there's no way basically with racing halls that we have below 800. That is not happening. Which is a bit sad, to be honest. I mean, it would have been really, really cool otherwise, man. It would have been such a good car. Like, it would have been so cool otherwise. What's the next directory? Next is, there's a 700 series as well. What's the maximum here payout? There is a good one here though. Which is this. But again, that would require 700 with racing hards. Yeah, so we're not gonna... actually, let's just add a sheet. Just delete that, boom. And just use its default values here. Or add it with the racing halls and see just how much it is. Boom. So you can see that the fact that you cannot even do the prototype series here. Like you can do none of the races. Like all requires 950 or less. Which is why, man, why? Oh. 900 Series A. There is that. Which is 300. That's 300,000. So the fact that there is a 900 series. So the fact is that there is a 900 series. This one. 900 or less. But you have no tire limit. You do not have a tire limit. Yo. And is that insane? Because you only have 4 in fuel consumption and 6 on tires. What are you at with that? Okay. So let's say we went with sports hards. Okay, and say we went down to 90 here. Okay, so what is it? We need 900. 900 or less, 90. I don't think we maybe need to go down to 90 here. I want to say how long do we need to go here? Can we bring this up? I'm gonna test this theory here. Four, 73, 72, 71, 6. Okay. That, so we can still get a lot of horsepower with that, and then we can be running with sports hards instead. And that's a 900 pp setup. 900 pp. Because I feel like that is actually good. I mean, this is still an insane payout. This is 1,000 payout. Right. And I mean, yeah, right. What would you normally recommend? Yeah, that you ought to get one here. Let's see how this goes. Because that's 10 laps. And there's no way it's gonna rain right. Hopefully, okay, so yeah, I would have loved to change traction control to 1 instead. What do we see here? You see what we can get away with power 1 there and stuff like that, right? Like how many laps can we do with power 1? If I need to change power, less. I mean, I don't know how often they pit or whatever it is. So let's go down to 3 though. Engine C maybe. Maybe 16, please. Jet speed. Again, I'm curious what the speed is going to be without it all right and stuff like that, because you know. Because if we can find a fast enough car to do this specifically, and we can get a like a clean race bonus, then you know that's like insane. For sure, like one lap is like very lengthy and stuff like that, but still, you know. Yeah, I forgot the fact that they make it so that you can use sports hard tires. Right, because with sports hard tires, even if it begins raining, you don't get affected that much, because that's the way like comfort and sports count as almost like wearing like rain tires and stuff like that. Okay. And of course these aren't proper GR1 cars, even though they should be and stuff like that, you know. That's weird. That almost looks like that car just disappeared. Because if this can be an easy victory, right? If this can just be like super easy win, like no stress whatsoever, and then it's like it's 440,000, for example, for whatever it will be in time, how long it requires. It also depends on how often they paint, of course, obviously. Because a lot of these are the quote-unquote GT500 class, basically. A lot of these cars and stuff that, which is weird because the Toyota GT1 should of course obviously be an LMP1 car and stuff that, like, they really always feels weird that, because you can be like really good cars in like Gran Turismo 2 with Toyota GT1. I know maybe it has been nerfed and stuff that, but still. Yeah, and there was the BMW ticket job. Yeah, I mean, we still are using battery here. The usually we're consuming way less of the battery as well. Most of that, 375. Really insane. So our first lap was 3 minutes 32 seconds. So it's going to be over half an hour to do this. But I mean, if we can get like 400,000 in half an hour, that's decent. It's not as good as Tokyo, obviously, still. But that is if you can get first place easy. And maybe this is more chillax, and stuff that, though we don't have to worry, stuff that, And the thing is, theoretically, if I slapped on like sports speed, we could get even more speed from the car. And stuff that, like, which is why maybe you should call this sports hard and stuff that, I mean, we are using sports hard, so, we would have to switch comfort tires. But comfort tires might be used too bad. Let's go. I'm really curious because we're almost out of battery in the car and stuff that. Also, Because imagine if it's this track that it's specifically made for and stuff that, right? I'm sure we could get away with having less like horsepower if we, for example, slap on like racing harps or whatever, right? And stuff that, but because if we can do that, we probably should have used at least 6 from the very start and stuff that, But I feel like, yes, we're still gonna use the piece to get first place, but we're just not gonna get it super quick. It's gonna take a while still. I was gonna be curious though. No.